Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started with my lesson, as always, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings to the Akim that do this work in truth and sincerity. Lord willing, this video will be edifying and to the point. And the title of the lesson is going to be Enlightenment. All right, title of the lesson is going to be Enlightenment. And the inspiration, all right, of this video is from a little conversation that I had at work. And at first I just overheard it, you know what I mean? Them going into, frequencies. They were speaking about frequencies and basically how, your certain emotions have put you on a certain frequency. And, I was telling them that I kind of chimed in. They kind of pulled me into it, so I chimed in and gave them a little bit of my, 2 cents on it, which I'm pretty sure they already knew. Basically how you basically feel or how you think mentally can affect your physical body. You know what I mean? If you're depressed and you're at a lower state in your mind and you having that shit low, like really weigh down on your spirit, all right, then it'll have an effect on your body. It'll start to tear you down physically. And it can end up being very detrimental to your health. The scriptures even tell you that. But nevertheless, he was going into the different mental stages or mental stages or frequencies that one has. And he was going into how, joy is the highest frequency that you can have. And he was basically telling the guy, because he was going through it, he was depressed or sad or something like that, and he was going into how, like, that's a very low frequency to be in, and that frequency is very poor. And he was going into how he said joy is the highest frequency, or joy is one of the highest frequencies that you can have. And when he said that, it instantly made me think about the truth, or this knowledge and understanding. And I said to myself in my head that the highest frequency that you can actually have is understanding the truth, being awakened to the truth. And he said that he had a photo, all right, of the different frequencies, or the chart of frequencies, and what is the highest from the lowest. So, he goes get his phone, he comes back, and when he brings his phone, the highest frequency on there is enlightenment. All right, and joy, I believe the third on the list. But enlightenment, man, which is the title of this lesson. And enlightenment is basically, again, going into this truth, man. We have been enlightened by Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Yahweh Shai has opened us up to understanding, all right, the things of the world and everything possible that you can think of, and more to come, when we get into the kingdom. But for the things that we know right now, he's given us enough to, basically gain salvation. So I looked up this word, all right, by definition, all right, enlightenment. And it says, give someone greater knowledge or understanding about a subject or situation. And we have a greater knowledge and understanding about life, what a man's purpose is, you know, understanding who we truly are, understanding our power, understanding who our enemy is. All right. And a whole bunch of other things come with this truth. Your health, knowing what to take, being on, you know, uh, basically being your own doctor. All right. Being a king, being a ruler, being a judge, how to deal with brothers. I mean, everything you can name it, it's in the scriptures. And the Lord has given it to us. You know, the name of our power. Like, I mean, just everything that you can possibly think of, the Lord has given us to us, man. So the Lord has enlightened us, all right, with this truth, all right. And another, some more, all right, on this definition, it says to remove the demise, oh, shalakia, to remove the dimness or blindness. See that? To remove the dimness or blindness. So we were blinded in the world, all right? We were blinded by the world, all right, the things of the world. And now the Lord has shined this light that we have of enlightenment on us to see through the darkness, which is the valley of the shadow of death, which is America, Babylon, our captivity, or what we in, all right? And now we understand, all right? It says, supply with intellectual light. It says, put light in, all right? Or put light, shed light upon, all right? So Lord has shined his light, has shed his light upon us, and now we understand, all right? Which is the greatest thing of all. All right, let's get to the scriptures real quick. All right, this is 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 14. It says, but continue thou in the things which thou hast learned, that has been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them. So, when we came into the truth, when we first heard the truth, all right, the Lord has pretty much made these things assured in our minds, all right, by prophecies, all right, faith boosters, all right, things that we see in the world, all right, these prophecies coming to pass, all right, knowing what the MOTB is, all right, knowing who Esau is. I mean, the list goes on, man. All right, so these are some of the things that we've learned. It says, verse 15, and that formed a child, thou hast known the Holy Scriptures. And from a child thou hast learned the Holy Scriptures. Because the Scriptures speak about how, all right, the Lord has known thou in thy womb. It says, which are able to make these wise unto salvation through faith which is in Amashiach Yahushai. All scriptures is given by inspiration of Yahweh and is profitable for doctrine and reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness, that the man of Yahweh may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. So, all right, we know, all right, everything that the Lord wants us to do as men of the Lord. All right, everybody else is walking according to the world. All right, everybody else is going in their own purpose. All right, filling their own belly, whatever that may be. But the Lord has shined the true light, the true knowledge of what our purpose is. All right, and through that, all right, we gain salvation. All right. Let's go on to here real quick. This is James chapter 3, verse 13. It says, who is a wise man and endured with knowledge among you? Let him show out of a good conversation his works with meekness and wisdom. So, Again, it says, let him show out of a good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom. So, wisdom of the scriptures, not wisdom of the world. All right, according to what the world portrays wisdom to be. All right, this truth is the true wisdom. All right, the scriptures speak about um, the knowledge of this world is foolishness with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, so it's not obviously talking about the wisdom of the world. No, it's talking about the wisdom of these scriptures. All right, can you break down these scriptures? Can you break down the MOTB? All right, do you know what mystery Babylon is? Esau, Edom, who's Jacob? Who's the 12 tribes? All right, what's the father's name? What's his son's name? All right, that is the true wisdom. All right, that's the true enlightenment. All right, of the world, man. That's true wisdom. That's true understanding. All right, this is Proverbs chapter 4, verse 18. It says, but the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. All right, but the path of the just is as a shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. The way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not at what they stumble. All right, so everybody else is that wicked. They into darkness, bro. They don't understand anything. They don't know what's coming. All right, they just living their lives in vanity, in vain, as the scriptures say. All right, just basically waiting to be destroyed, because the Lord has not shined this glorious wisdom upon them, man. All right, and if you don't have it, then you're doomed. You're done for. All right, let's get this real quick. Isaiah 60:2. It says, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. These people are in gross darkness. Great darkness, man. They don't understand anything. All right, they don't study the scriptures. They don't read the Bible. All right, they into astrology. They into the worshiping crystals and stones and all kind of other things. And crystals and stones, they all have their purpose, but they serving the creation more than they serving the Creator. All right, that's what Jake is into. They're not enlightened to know that these things are supposed to serve for you, but they serving them, worshiping them, and that's the darkness that people are in. But it says, but the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. And the glory is seen upon us, man. All right, because the words that we speak, all right, are manifesting, all right, in the earth. All right, the truth is being spoken on the highways and the byways and through these, through the internet. All right, and his glory is being seen, all right, in the earth. Yahweh Shemi Yahushai's word is being seen, flourishing through the earth, man. All right. Again, it says, behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. All right. So at the end of the day, all right, as the scriptures say, they shall know that a prophet had been among them, man. All right. This is Psalms 18:28. It says, for thou wilt light my candle, the Lord, my power will enlighten my darkness. Right, so the Lord has taken us out of the world, took us out of that darkness, and he has lit our candle, all right, to light other elect's candles and wake them up, all right, because the elect is going to wake up to the truth, all right. Whoever's the elect, their light is going to be lit, all right, by hearing this word, all right. But the Lord has done that for us. But everybody else, they're in the darkness, man. They don't understand. All right. And it's not meant for them to understand, because as the scriptures say, the Lord has made this world for many and the world to come for few. All right. Let's get this real quick. Let me get this last scripture here. This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 14. It says, "Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on an hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that is in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." All right, so that light that is shining before the world is the 144,000. All right, the men, the hopeful men, all right, that hope to be the elect. They're on the highways and the byways. Those are the men that are the light of this world. All right, in a world that is shedding nothing but darkness and perverseness. All right, everything that is contrary to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, again, the valley of shadow of death. All right, because everything of this world, all right, promotes, all right, the transgression or transgressions of the law. All right, which equals death. So that's gross darkness. That's dark. But the truth, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the scriptures, that's light. That's life. All right. So this is the true light that is shining in the world. All right. And it says a city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. All right. The prophets, we can't be hid, man. And that's ultimately what they're trying to do, is hide the truth. They're trying to dim the light of the prophets. All right. They take down videos. All right. They, delete channels. All right. With, great videos, lessons of the elders and brothers. They're trying to hide the truth, but they're not. All right. They try to demonize the truth. They try to get these celebrities and these people with these 501c3 charters to, make us look like fools or whatnot. But the scriptures say we're going to be a spectacle. All right. But in the end of all of that, all right, they're going to be seeking the men of the Lord in that day. All right. Again, neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it is given light unto all that are in the house. All right. So the light has shined upon, all right, the elect. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works. And that's what men are doing. All right. They're using their talents, all right, whatever talents that may be, and using it to, all right, help better the truth. All right. And it says, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. So that's basically what the men of the Lord are doing in these last days. All right. They're trying to be blameless, trying to do the right thing. All right. Trying to be pleasing unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right. And, moving in wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Because ultimately that's going to be our stability in these last days. All right. The truth of these scriptures. All right. So, that's pretty much it. Again, the title of the lesson is Enlightenment. And, again, just going basically into, all right, the understanding of the scriptures, man, and how that is the most highest frequency that you can be on in the earth, man, is knowing this truth. All right, this truth puts you on a higher frequency than everyone else. All right, and we know what we know, man. We know what we know enough, all right, to gain salvation, and that's more than what anybody could really say, all right now. So again, Lord willing, this video was edifying. Until the next time, Lord willing, I say shalom.